Alright folks, buckle up, because Hollywood's about to get a whole lot more complicated. We're talking AI, the Oscars, and a potential industry-wide shakeup that could change filmmaking as we know it. Two films, The Brutalist and Emilia Pérez, have sparked a massive debate. Were they too reliant on AI? Did they cross an ethical line? And now, the Academy is considering a game-changing rule: mandatory AI disclosure for all films submitted for Oscar consideration. But is this a necessary safeguard or a creative killjoy? Let's dive in. The Academy's actually taking this seriously, and that's a big deal. They're not just throwing around ideas. They're actively trying to define exactly what constitutes AI use in film. This isn't as simple as saying we used Photoshop. We're talking about AI tools that can alter performances, create entire scenes, and even bring back actors from the dead. Digitally, of course. The question is, where do we draw the line? And is it even possible to draw a line that everyone agrees on? This could lead to increased scrutiny for VFX houses and artists. Are they ready for that kind of transparency? The most immediate impact? Transparency, plain and simple. Filmmakers will have to be upfront about how and where they're using AI. Think of it like ingredient labels on food, but for movies. But here's the kicker. Will this transparency actually change anything? Will audiences care if a performance is subtly enhanced by AI? Or will they see it as somehow less authentic? It's a real risk of creating a stigma, a bias against films that dare to embrace the power of AI. And that could influence everything from box office numbers to Oscar wins. Imagine two identical films, side by side. One used AI sparingly, the other leaned heavily on it. Will audiences perceive the AI-driven film as less artistic, less real, less worthy of their time and money? It's a tough question, and the answer could reshape the entire industry. We're talking about a potential shift in production practices, with some filmmakers actively avoiding AI, fearing the negative publicity. This could lead to a resurgence of more traditional techniques, which, honestly, might not be a bad thing. Remember practical effects? Anyone? This is huge. The Academy needs to nail down what exactly qualifies as AI use. Is it just deepfakes? What about subtle audio enhancements? Eye color changes? This standardization is vital to avoid confusion and, frankly, misrepresentation. Think about it. A small indie film might use AI to clean up audio, while a blockbuster uses it to completely replace an actor's face. Are those the same thing? Should they be treated the same way? This is where things get really interesting and potentially messy. VFX houses, you're on notice. Studios will need to be way more diligent in tracking which AI tools were used and how. This means more detailed contracts, more rigorous record-keeping, and potentially a whole new layer of bureaucracy. Are VFX artists ready for this level of oversight? Will it stifle creativity? Or will it force them to become even more innovative, finding new and ethical ways to use AI? The pressure is on, and the stakes are incredibly high. Here's where the real game begins. Films that can effectively and ethically use AI could gain a massive competitive advantage. Imagine stunning visual effects, mind-blowing storytelling capabilities, and streamlined production processes, all thanks to the power of AI. But, conversely, films perceived as over-relying on AI could face a backlash, losing out on awards and recognition. It's a tightrope walk, and only the most skilled and ethical filmmakers will survive. Who will be the winners and losers in this AI arms race? Hold on tight, because the demand for AI tools tailored to filmmaking is about to explode. Companies developing these tools will need to be transparent about their functionality and ethical implications. Think of it like the Wild West, but with algorithms instead of revolvers. Who's going to regulate this space? How do we ensure that these tools are used responsibly? This could lead to a whole new breed of tech companies focused specifically on ethical AI for the creative industries. It's a gold rush, but with a moral compass. The VFX industry isn't just changing, it's evolving at warp speed. AI is becoming an integral part of the workflow, and VFX artists need to adapt or be left behind. We're talking about learning new skills, mastering new tools, and fundamentally rethinking the creative process. Will traditional VFX skills become obsolete? Or will AI simply augment and enhance human creativity? The future of VFX is uncertain, but one thing's for sure. It's going to be wild. Get ready for a legal battleground. Increased awareness of AI use will inevitably lead to intense discussions about software licensing and regulation, especially when it comes to replicating or modifying actors' performances. Can you own a digital version of your likeness? What happens when an AI resurrects a deceased actor? These are legal minefields, and the film industry is about to step right into them. Expect lawsuits, heated debates, and potentially groundbreaking legal precedents. The lawyers are going to be busy. It's not just about visuals. AI is revolutionizing audio processing, isolating vocals, manipulating dialogue, and creating entirely new soundscapes. This could lead to incredible advancements in music production, sound design, and voice acting. Imagine AI composing entire film scores or creating realistic voiceovers in any language. The possibilities are endless, but so are the potential pitfalls. Will AI replace human composers and voice actors? Or will it simply empower them to create even more incredible art? The film industry's focus on AI disclosure could spur massive investment in the development of ethical and responsible AI tools. This means a greater emphasis on transparency, consent, and artistic integrity. Think of it as a moral imperative. We need to build AI that respects artists, protects intellectual property, and enhances, rather than replaces, human creativity. This could be a turning point, a moment where the industry chooses to prioritize ethics over efficiency. Let's hope they make the right choice. Okay, let's talk about the elephant in the room: job displacement. The increased use of AI could lead to job losses in certain areas, particularly in repetitive or time-consuming tasks. But it could also create new opportunities for AI specialists, VFX artists, and other professionals who can leverage AI effectively. The key is adaptation. We need to retrain workers, invest in education, and create new pathways for people to thrive in this AI-driven world. It's a challenge, but also an opportunity to build a more equitable and sustainable film industry. Who owns a performance that's heavily modified or generated by AI? This is the million-dollar question. Does the actor retain ownership? Does the studio? Does the AI developer? These debates could have broader implications for the entire creative industry. We need to establish clear guidelines and legal frameworks to protect artists' rights and ensure that AI is used responsibly. Otherwise, we're heading for a copyright apocalypse. As AI becomes more prevalent in art and entertainment, it could fundamentally change the public's perception of what constitutes authentic or human-made art. Will we still value human creativity in the same way? Will audiences be able to distinguish between AI-generated content and genuine artistic expression? This could lead to a re-evaluation of artistic value and the role of technology in creative expression. Are we ready for a world where AI can create art that rivals human masterpieces? It's a scary thought, but also a thrilling one. Here's the silver lining. AI tools could potentially democratize filmmaking, making it easier for independent filmmakers and smaller studios to create high-quality visual effects and audio experiences. This could lead to a more diverse and inclusive film industry, with more voices being heard and more stories being told. Imagine a world where anyone with a good idea can create a stunning film, regardless of their budget or resources. That's the promise of AI, and it's a promise worth fighting for. Let's not forget the dark side. The use of AI to create realistic deepfakes raises profound ethical concerns about misinformation, manipulation, and the potential for misuse. We need to be vigilant in combating the spread of deepfakes and protecting individuals from harm. The film industry's efforts to address AI could set a precedent for how other industries grapple with these challenges. It's a responsibility we can't afford to ignore. On a more positive note, AI could be used to restore and preserve historical films, audio recordings, and other cultural artifacts. This could help to ensure that these materials are accessible to future generations. Imagine AI repairing damaged film reels, enhancing faded audio, and bringing history back to life. It's a powerful tool for cultural preservation, and it could help us to better understand and appreciate our past. Okay, let's talk about the potential downsides. The article mentions AI being used for subtle audio refinement and replicating eye color. Seems minor, right? But any AI change introduces the risk of inaccuracy. If the AI isn't perfectly trained, it could subtly degrade the performance. Imagine a classic film subtly altered, losing its original charm. It's a slippery slope. AI training requires data, and often lots of it. Sensitive data about actors, performances, and filmmaking techniques. A data breach could be catastrophic. Think leaked performances, stolen ideas, or even the misuse of an actor's likeness. This is a serious concern, and we need to ensure that data is protected at all costs. Over-reliance on AI could lead to a decline in traditional filmmaking skills. If artists become too dependent on AI for face replacement or de-aging, they may lose the ability to achieve similar results through traditional methods. What happens when the AI breaks down? Will we still be able to make movies? It's a valid concern, and we need to ensure that artists continue to hone their traditional skills alongside their AI mastery. Like any technology, AI tools can create technical debt. Future updates, compatibility issues, or the obsolescence of specific AI models could pose challenges for preserving or re-editing films that heavily rely on them. Think about it. A film made today using cutting-edge AI could be unwatchable in 10 years if the technology becomes obsolete. This is a long-term risk, and we need to plan for it accordingly. The dreaded uncanny valley. In visual effects, especially with de-aging or face replacement, there's a risk of creating results that look almost human but still feel subtly wrong, creating a jarring or unsettling experience for the audience. We've all seen examples of this, and it's not pretty. The key is to use AI judiciously and to always prioritize the audience's experience. If it looks fake, it's not worth it. AI is often touted as a way to save money, but the initial investment can be substantial. There's a risk that the ROI may not always be clear. Will AI truly deliver the promised efficiency gains and quality improvements? Or will it simply be an expensive experiment? Studios need to carefully weigh the costs and benefits before jumping on the AI bandwagon. If some studios embrace AI more effectively than others, it could create a competitive disadvantage for those who lag behind. Those who fail to adopt and integrate AI into their workflows may struggle to compete on cost, speed, or visual quality. It's an AI arms race, and some studios are already falling behind. The question is, can they catch up? The use of AI raises complex legal and contractual questions related to intellectual property, ownership, and rights. Clear guidelines and agreements are needed to avoid potential disputes. Who owns the copyright to an AI-generated performance? What happens when an AI uses copyrighted material? These are legal minefields, and the film industry needs to tread carefully. The adoption of AI could displace certain jobs in the film industry. This could lead to labor unrest or require retraining and upskilling initiatives to help workers adapt to the changing landscape. We need to ensure that workers are not left behind in the AI revolution. This means investing in education and creating new opportunities for people to thrive in the AI-driven world. The Academy's consideration of mandatory AI disclosure highlights the growing importance of transparency. Failure to disclose AI use could lead to reputational damage or even disqualification from awards. It's a simple message: be honest. Audiences deserve to know how their favorite films are made, and studios need to be upfront about their use of AI. Some argue that the use of AI undermines the authenticity and artistic integrity of filmmaking. If AI is used to significantly alter performances or create effects that were previously impossible, it could blur the lines between human creativity and machine-generated content. Are we losing something essential in the pursuit of technological perfection? It's a question worth asking. AI models are trained on data, and if that data reflects existing biases, the AI could perpetuate or amplify those biases in its outputs. This could lead to unfair or discriminatory representation in films. We need to be vigilant in ensuring that AI is used in a way that promotes diversity and inclusion, not perpetuates harmful stereotypes. Actors and other creatives may have concerns about how their likenesses or performances are being used by AI. It's important to ensure that they have adequate consent and control over the use of AI in their work. Artists need to have a say in how their creations are used, and their rights need to be protected. AI could be used to create deepfakes or other forms of digital manipulation that could deceive audiences or damage reputations. This is a serious ethical concern, and we need to be vigilant in combating the spread of misinformation. The potential for misuse is immense, and we need to be prepared to address it. The increasing use of AI in filmmaking could blur the lines between reality and fiction, making it harder for audiences to distinguish between what is real and what is computer-generated. This could have a profound impact on our perception of the world around us. Are we ready for a world where reality is indistinguishable from simulation? It's a question that we need to grapple with. The use of AI to recreate deceased actors raises profound ethical questions. Permission from their estates and families is crucial, and the portrayal must be respectful. The actor's original intentions and legacy should be considered. Is it right to bring back the dead, even in digital form? It's a question that sparks intense debate. So, what's the verdict? The integration of AI into filmmaking brings both incredible opportunities and significant risks. By carefully considering these potential challenges and implementing appropriate safeguards, the industry can harness the power of AI while preserving the integrity and artistry of the medium. Transparency, ethical guidelines, and ongoing dialogue are essential to navigating this evolving landscape. The future of film depends on it. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below.